can't delay it any longer. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is JustKa and you are in the middle of watching one of my videos for Vlogtober 2020. Hello and thank you for being here. Whether you are a current or new subscriber, you are most definitely welcome. So, for those of us that are new to this channel or have not seen any of my videos from last year, basically the way that I started this channel, last year I started basically uploading videos last year during October, specifically for Vlogtober. I gave myself the challenge and dragged Samo with me to basically watch a horror movie, review a horror movie, and upload that review every day for October. Again, if you just scroll through my channel and you start at the beginning, you'll just a lot of horror movies. A lot of horror movies. And that's not including weekly specials that we did. I put a lot of time and effort into those films, at least effort in the sense of just trying to review a horror movie every day. First off, watching one every day, and then reviewing it, and then editing it, and so on. Not gonna lie, it was probably one of the most tedious things I had to do, in the sense of not only was I having a full-time job back then, was a full-time teacher back then. And so if anybody who is a teacher watching this channel knows that being a full-time teacher, you know, your day does not end at 2:30. Your day continues on, even when the class is over. So it was a lot. It was hard and tedious, but I learned a lot, and I feel like I learned a lot more quickly as far as like learning how to edit and uploading videos and just trying to keep a schedule. After that, I think that kind of burned me and Samo out, like really burned us out for horror movies. I don't think we had upload till like months later. And so if you've been watching my channel, you'll notice I've been slowly trying to at least try to upload a video at least once a week or twice a week, depending on my schedule. I am currently a full-time grad student, and I'm teaching college students too. And I have to do my own research, and I'm trying to do Vlogtober. I got a lot on my plate, okay? So just bear with me here, okay? It's been a hot minute. With that being said, you'll notice that Samo is not here. This is going to be my first horror movie review by myself because Samuel's working graveyard shift. This is also going to be my first time watching a horror movie by myself in our own place, but no one else is here except Max. And I love Max, but he's not exactly like guard dog. He's a cat, so there's that. Anyway, I don't really go out of my way to watch horror movies unless they're campy horror movies or unless it's like more of a suspenseful film. So usually when I go watch horror movies, or you know, when we went anywhere, let's not get into that. Let's not get into what the fuck is going on in the current world right now. When I did watch horror movies, I would watch it with Samo, and so this kind of feels weird to do this without him. So, you know, again, not that he didn't want to, he's just at work. I don't know if I'm really looking forward into watching a horror movie by myself at night where Samo is not gonna get home till tomorrow. So it'll just be me and Max. There he is. There's Max. I don't know if I've just clearly fucked myself or if I'm just making a big ass deal about it, but I digress. Alright, so what the heck exactly are we watching today? So today we are watching The Taking of Deborah Logan. Why did I pick this film? Because it was requested of me by one of my friends. Sometimes I like to ask. It doesn't happen often, but I like to get people's opinions on what kind of horror movies they like to watch. I've really started to notice that there's probably like a select few people who actually ever respond to that question. Most of the time it's my sisters. I love you guys if you are watching. Love you guys. But follow me on Instagram. There's random stuff going on and I'm very, 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 very verbal in my story. So if you can't fucking handle that, then don't fucking bother. Anyways, I think I've stalled long enough and I've already gave my excuses. So let's just fucking do it. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys when the movie's over, and hopefully I'm not like freaked out about it. Okay. Okay, let's get into it. I just finished the Taking of Deborah Logan. I was gonna say Sarah Logan. That's incorrect. Sarah's the daughter, but the plot, if you will. An elderly woman battling Alzheimer's disease agrees to let a film crew document her condition, but what they discover is something far more sinister going on. Warning, spoiler alert. So the movie starts off with your normal, like, text, basically kind of giving you, like, this film crew decided to do a documentary on so-and-so. The movie we're about to watch is based off of the documentary, outtakes, etc., and so forth. So it's coming off on a premise that, like, it is based off of a true story. There's nowhere stated that it's based off of a true story, or on Wikipedia as well, so I wasn't really sure what the point of that was. You know, the movie is done in a documentary type of style. Not necessarily everything, but majority of the film is done from camera perspective, and so some of the reviews, like just quick reviews when I looked on like IMDb and other websites, because first off I was just trying to see if this was based off of a true story just because of that opening, and it's not. I didn't really see anything. But the praise for the film was executing that like camera type of like film live footage type of style was executed well, and I guess I can agree with that, because usually those type of films give me a headache, and so I didn't feel too much of camera movement going on, like a lot. But again, not all of the movie was done in that entire style. So I don't understand what the point of that was. Speaking of which, like, we don't really get any backstory from the people who are doing the documentary. One is it just states that of the people in the documentary crew, you have Mia, who is a PhD student studying the Alzheimer's disease, and her two crewmates recording the footage and doing the editing and all that stuff, named Luis and I think Gavin. Gavin's the white guy, if you couldn't tell. So they go to the house, with where Deborah Logan lives. That's the person who's going to be possessed, the old woman. I mean, if you've seen the trailer for this, and if you've just seen like the movie poster for it, obviously that's the old woman being possessed. And her daughter is Sarah Logan. Now, I'm not really going to go in full depth, like every single backstory of the movie, but there are just some things that like I just had an issue with, and just overall why I just thought the movie wasn't particularly like as scary as I thought it was going to be going in, considering I was watching this by myself, so I feel pretty fucking proud. But let's talk about it. Okay, so one of the things that I want to talk about as far as like accuracy, and I get it, it's a horror movie, it's a demon genre of a horror movie, so like maybe all this stuff we shouldn't be taking like too super accurate as far as like things that were to happen, like some of the demon movies that I have reviewed, it's just some of the stuff was just kind of like out there. Doesn't make any sense. Actually, a lot of demon movies are just a bunch of random shit that happens that don't make a lot of sense. But let's just talk about the biggest thing I had an issue with. The woman is going through Alzheimer's disease, and I don't know if any of you guys have had an experience where a family member either has Alzheimer's disease or dementia or some type of disease where basically, their brain is no longer functioning properly, and parts of the brain that basically, have control over your ability to move, to remember stuff, to, remember to breathe and things like that. And so in the little bits that they were talking about Alzheimer's, that part was accurate, but just the way that the lady being possessed wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't really behaving all the way with how the disease was progressing, in a sense. Now, obviously it's, again, due to her being possessed by the demon, But as someone who is slowly losing their mind, a woman who is losing her mind, you know, and thus losing her mind, losing the ability to be able to do normal motor functions, to be able to bathe herself. You see in the shots that her daughter is bathing her. Again, if you have had to, you know, care for somebody who has gone through Alzheimer's or dementia or, you know, anything like that, and it's progressed that much to where they can't bathe themselves, and you've probably had to deal with where, you know, maybe their breathing is, you know, it's not normal, right? Especially like when they're sleeping and, you know, them hallucinating or forgetting where they are, you know, that's really traumatizing for them, you know. It's really could be devastating, not for just the person who has the disease, but the person taking care of the person who has the disease. And so, like, I felt like that dynamic was very real. Like, the actors, more specifically the actors who play so the possessed mom and her daughter, and by the way, this is an old lady, so referencing mom, but, you know, Deborah's old mom and, you know, her daughter Sarah, the one taking care of her, that dynamic, the actors going back and forth with that when they were acting together, that was all very believable. Most definitely believable, that dynamic, and that would make sense for someone who is, you know, taking care of somebody who has this disease, would be very super stressed out. And something like this, you know, where it would be great if they were able to have a nurse on hand, but that shit's fucking expensive. The point of why the film crew is there is so that they're also, you know, providing money to Deborah Logan and Sarah, so that way they don't lose their house. I just thought that just felt very inaccurate. I don't know, that just kind of bugged me a bit. Like, I know it's a demon movie, but it just didn't seem very accurate as far as to, like, why she would be able to be just moving around. I did find it interesting that it was like 10 minutes into the movie and we already have shit happening. Usually that kind of happens at like the 30-minute mark. They might give us like a jump scare or so, like 10 minutes in. But we don't really see anything else progress further till like 30 minutes. But honestly, it really just started like 10 minutes in. And I think it's because we didn't really get any backstory from the characters who are actually doing the recording. We get more backstory on the mom and Sarah, but it's not a whole lot. And this is where it starts getting into more fucking bullshit, okay? So we get to the hospital, you know, basically as she's showing more and more signs that she's, you know, possessed, we've just find other stupid, and now I'm saying stupid nonsense that's supposed to be triggering this possession. I guess during this time when, you know, in the olden days for them, you know, apparently there was this murderer in their neighborhood and killed like 4 little girls to perform some, what is it called, a Menocan blood ritual or whatever, which, by the way, like, can we really just stop having fucking white people perform rituals by people of indigenous people or native people or whatever the technical term is? Like, can we just fucking stop that trope entirely, okay? First of all, it's just very fucking offensive. And secondly, it's just like, how? How would you know to perform said fucking ritual, okay? Like, I'm just so, that trope is just so fucking stupid. It's very stupid to me. So basically, this woman is being possessed for no other fucking reason except because she had stopped this murderer from murdering her daughter, you know, at the time. So Deborah, the woman who's being possessed, stopped the actual murderer from years ago. Her daughter was the same age as the little girls that were killed. And it's just a hot mess. It's just like, I just thought it wasn't really good as far as like that being the reason she's possessed. I guess you can say it's different, but not really. You know, someone being possessed because of where their location is. So basically you're saying she gets possessed because she kills the guy murdering the 4 who was a fucking murderer? What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Like, the fuck, man? She should be getting a fucking guardian angel with her, not being fucking possessed. What kind of bullshit is that? But whatever. Another thing that was just really fucking annoying and stupid watching this was, you know, the way that the fucking, like, medical staff or the people at the hospital were reacting. It's like, so the fucking woman gets, you know, gets out of her fucking bed. First of all, again, this woman, old feeble woman, losing her mind and losing the ability to fucking basically breathe and take care of herself, now all of a sudden has the ability to fucking, you know, release herself from her bed to wander around and, you know, walk around, first of all, without fucking falling, okay? I will have you know, as somebody who has, you know, who has had somebody in their family who has gone through not necessarily Alzheimer's, but dementia, right? How is it that this woman did not fucking fall at least once? That, like, I don't, demon possessed or not, how the fuck do you not fall at least one fucking time, slipping and falling because you have no fucking meat on your bones, your skin and bones, you're losing your ability to fucking think straight? It's just fucking, I don't know. Not discrediting people who do have dementia and are able to walk around and stuff. It's just like, it was just so inaccurate and really stupid because at the point of where this person was having their Alzheimer's, like, it was already progressing so much further than, you know. That was another thing. It was like, and I guess that could make more sense as, like, demon makes sense, I guess, because when the crew gets there, she's in her early stages of dementia, but then I guess as the demon was possessing her more, it just progressed that, like, way further in. But let's get back to the dumb doctors and all that. So you fucking restrain her and you realize this lady is basically, you know, not well. And she keeps trying to abduct this little girl, and we'll get to that in a moment. She keeps trying to abduct this little girl, obviously to complete the fucking ritual, because, like, the ritual required 5 little girls. Again, white people. Why the fuck are we taking rituals from native cultures? It's just so stupid. Anyways, moving on. Why is it that you guys are incapable of, you know, being able to restrain this woman? Again, even though the woman is demon possessed, restrain this woman. Have someone at the fucking door 24/7, whatever it is, because clearly there's a little girl being put in danger. Though the parents of the little girl are the only ones I feel like that are acting appropriately, you know, freaking out like, why the fuck? Where the fuck is my daughter? Why is she being kidnapped? You know, can you people do your fucking job? It's just like stupid shit like that. It was just really dumb. I hate how in horror movies they make doctors really stupid or psychiatrists like, you know, ignorant or arrogant. Just things like that, you know. And I'm not saying that all doctors are like the most common sense people and are caring and all that. But, like, come on, man. Really? It's just really fucking dumb. I hate that. And, you know, I think that's a big problem with horror movies, you know, if they're not campy and they're trying to be fucking serious. If you're trying to be fucking serious, can we have accurate portrayals of how people would actually fucking do their jobs? For fuck's sake. I just found it funny that the fucking, because, you know, of the crew, the medical student, I believe she's a Asian woman. I don't know the descent, I'm sorry. She's an Asian woman. I don't really see, you only really see Luis a few times, like, face-wise, and I'm not sure if he is, you know, black or if he's Hispanic or Latino or both, right? There's no really any sort of indication of to what they are. Not that we need to know what they are, but basically the two are people of color. And then Gavin, of course, is the fucking white guy. I just found it funny that Gavin was the one who decided to fucking bounce and be like, fuck this shit, I'm out, this woman's crazy, I'm leaving. I just thought it was funny that we have the white person being the smart person in this. I just thought that was fucking funny, because usually in horror movies, it's the white people that are dumb people in horror movies, but let's move on. Overall, I will say things that I thought were executed well. Again, I thought the movie executed well. The live footage, I don't know what the fuck it's called. There's a fucking name for it, but, you know, live footage video perspective I thought that was executed well. The things, if you separated them from each other, like scenes that were meant to be creepy, you know, those were done well. I didn't really feel scared per se, but I was kind of like just uncomfortable, like when she was like ripping off her skin. Like, that was very uncomfortable to watch. It was a little bit gory in that aspect. Her being possessed by the demon. Again, the actress who played the woman being possessed did a really good fucking job. I just thought that they were just trying to combine a whole bunch of stuff. I felt like it was just trying to do a little bit of everything. But again, that's just my own fucking opinion. Some of the reviews I read talked about it being, you know, really a good movie and, you know, horror elements executed well. And again, yeah, some of the things were executed well, but I would say they were only executed well as individual entities, but not necessarily in a cohesive manner and as a whole. I just felt like it was some of this, it was just like, I wasn't really scared and I was a little bit bored because there's really no reason to care for anybody. And, you know I bitch on one hand that, like, sometimes horror movies were just getting way too much backstory and nothing really starts till, like, the hour or 45-minute mark. And that can be kind of annoying, you know? But, you know, sometimes when you do films that way, and again, this is just my opinion, sometimes when you do films that way, when you get that slow build to the first 45 minutes of, like, getting backstory, getting us comfortable with the characters, and then you start the fucking shenanigans for the other half of the movie, you know, it could be executed well. I will give it this. I thought the film was unique in its way of, not unique, again, just things that were executed well, but I just felt that they were done well separately. But when you combined it all together, it just, like, the plot itself was just kind of like, it's just fucking sad that, like, why is it that the Alzheimer's person is the one, you know, getting possessed? That's some fuckery. And then on top of that too, by the way, spoiler alert, the ritual ended up being performed. It looks like it was not till the end of the film where the little girl does, like, a little creepy fucking smile as if she is possessed, so, you know, whatever. Why? And first of all, that little girl had cancer, by the way. I mean, doesn't have cancer anymore because she's fucking possessed, because apparently the demon can fucking cure you, but doesn't want your body. Again, fucking stupid. Just really, it was just sad. Like, I felt more sad for the person being possessed than the people surrounded by the person, except for the daughter, because again, I've seen that shit, like, live in action, to where it's taking care of somebody who is going through that can really take a toll on you. But as far as, like, being scared, I wasn't really scared. I was just really fucking irritated about, like, just the inaccuracy of how somebody who is that sick would behave. And on top of that too, just totally going out of left field. Okay, the reason why she's possessed is because she killed this man and kept the body, and, you know, now the soul of the body is trying to take over. It's just a fucking hot mess, to me, in my opinion. Is it a horrible movie? No, it is not. If you've been here for the long haul on this channel, we have seen some really shitty movies. This, I wouldn't categorize that in the shitty category. I would just categorize it as a pretty decent horror movie with some stuff that I'm just like, the fuck? That's not accurate. Or why are we bringing in stupid shit like native rituals that white people are fucking doing? That's really it. That's my hot take on it. Overall rating, again, it's not horrible. I don't think it's great, but would I watch it again? No, not really. It's not something like I would go back to and watch, but it would also maybe be something I would, like, could play on the background of my TV. I don't really know. Overall, the score for me is a 2.5 out of 5 because it's not great, it's not good, at least not to me, but I can respect it way more better than some of the other bullshit that I've seen. I'm just really irritated with the inaccuracies that I've already pointed out in this video. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed watching this review with me, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you seen this movie? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I don't mind having a friendly conversation. Just keep it respectful, you know, and we can move on from there. If you like the video, hit the fucking like button. If you like hanging out with me and dealing with my bullshit, please hit the subscribe button. And as always, have a wonderful fucking day. And I'll see y'all in the next one.